Hello and welcome to Rule of Three's video review for Slender the Arrival for the PC from Blue Island Studios. With me today is Just Impressions. How you doing?
Doing good. Glad to be back.
That's awesome. Yes, Sinister is not with us this week. He refused to play this game on principle of it being
Yep.
being this game roughly. So with that, let's start off by Slender the Arrival is based off of a indie game that was posted a while back on the internet for free. It was more of a kind of a experiment this one guy did, and it was called Slender the Eight Pages, where you were in a dark forest with a flashlight, and you had to collect 8 pages before Slender Man caught up to you and killed you. I played it. I thought it was really well done. I was actually scared for once, so I was happy with that. Did you know about this beforehand, or the 8 pages before impressions?
No prior experience whatsoever, so it was a first-time experience for me.
Okay, that's good. All right, so with that, I actually just want to jump right into the story real quick because it's very simple. So the story of Slender, the Arrival, is you play as an unnamed protagonist, or if she has a name. Oh wait, no, she doesn't have a name. It's Laura, I think, or Lauren. You find it in a letter. That's really all you get. Anyway, is your sister has gone missing, and you've come to try to find her, finding that she has been, looking into the disappearances that happen to be Slender Man capturing people. She goes insane and disappears, and you're trying to find her. And that's really all the story you get. The rest of it, you just kind of have to is kind of filled in with letters and kind of just little tidbits of just information. But that's roughly the story. Um, which is kind of nice because it sets up a little more of the atmosphere of this being more of a mystery, and you're not given all the information because you don't know what's really going on. I like that about it. You impressions?
Pretty much the lack of story was made it, um, you know, interesting because with nothing to go on, it's just you're left to your own devices. So, yeah.
Okay, so with that, that ends the story part. So now we're gonna get into the gameplay. There's not a whole lot of gameplay elements to Slender, but so we'll go over all of them, and hopefully we understand these. So the first major gameplay issue is obviously you cannot fight in this game. All you have is a camera, and that's it. You are expected to run and hide. Although you can't really hide because Slender Man can teleport, but you can run, and that's it. I like not being able to fight back because it sets me up once again it sets up that I'm completely not able useless for this, and I have this guy who can pretty much instantly kill me if he catches me. So set up
Contributes
that
a
fear.
lot. Yeah, it contributes a lot to fear, and that's uh, something that's really lacking as far as all the survival horror titles out there.
Yeah, this is one of the few survival games I will actually say is survival horror because it is scary and I'm really running for my life and trying to do things before I die. So, like I said, I enjoyed not being able to fight back. It reminded me of Amnesia, where once again you just run and hide. It scares the crap out of me, especially when you don't know when something's gonna pop up. You really don't, except for the screen flickering. But even then, you don't know when that's gonna start up. That could just start randomly. And so let's talk about the screen flickering and kind of the signs of Slender Man being near you, sort of. The first big one is, at least once you get to the second pages, which is the remake of the 8 pages, is once you click the first page, you start hearing these loud footsteps in the background that constantly get louder the more pages you find. Also, your screen will start flickering if Slenderman's around and you get some white noise. And once again, this all adds to this kind of constant fear of where is this guy. I enjoyed that. All the kind of effects to tell you where he's at. Because once again, as soon as I saw those signs, I freaked out. You?
It's pretty much given me a new reason to fear white noise because that is a sound in question for that matter. And it's really, low tech and really simple, but that's what makes it so scary is because it's so accessible and so, you know, ubiquitous, I guess, in everyday life.
Yeah.
Hopefully not. But, yeah, go on.
All right, so the next element that we will talk about is, like I said, you don't have any weapons, but you do get a flashlight. This flashlight there's two modes. There's kind of a wide beam so you can see, a little more what's around you, but not necessarily far off. And then a distance one where you can see, pretty much straight in front of you, and it's very bright, but you can't see what's going on around. It does play a little bit of, have a little bit more use in the third level because there's an enemy that will chase you that you can scare off with the light. But I like the flashlight. Like I said, it's just, once again, it just creates that kind of atmosphere of, I can't see, but I got a flashlight so I can see kind of what's in front of me, but that's it. And even then, it's not that well lit. You?
Well, I mean, about the flashlight, or
Yeah, just
what?
the flashlight. How you like the flashlight modes and how that worked.
Pretty much, you are limited to what the flashlight can illuminate, and otherwise, it is complete darkness. Aside from the little beacons that you can run to in the distance, and pretty much that restriction is what adds again to the fear element in this game. So.
Yeah. All right, and there's two other major mechanics, but the major mechanic of Slender, and it's repeated throughout the entire game, is collecting things. The first level, you have to collect a pair of keys. The second level, like I said, is collecting 8 pages. And I won't say what the other ones are, but they're all, collect a certain amount of items in order to progress the story. It gets kind of repetitive, but once again, it's kind of once you're looking for these things while being chased, and the maps are changed and the locations are moved around. So you can't just rely on, okay, I know where all of them are, because it will change. It will change.
That's
And
actually one thing that made this game actually really different as far as replaying. You obviously there's no punishment for being bad at it, obviously, but you can't just study the terrain or study the locations. It changes every single time. The general shape of the terrain is the same, but all the landmarks, all the structures that the pages are in are different each time. So I thought that was a very interesting twist on the mechanic, that it renders differently each time.
yeah, and that was a very nice touch because, like I said, if Slender has one thing I will count against, then it's very just repeatable, or it's doing the same thing over and over and over again without really adding much in the end. I mean, they do throw in a couple of new mechanics every now and then, but it's mostly find these items before you die.
That's the core mechanic of it, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's all it needs.
Yeah, and like I said, it works. Slender Man and some of the other things they put in there definitely do add to the scare factor and kind of disorient you while you're running away from something because you're like, I need to go there. Oh crap, he's over there. I gotta run this way. Where am I going? Wait, I don't want to go through this because I can't see. And yeah, good times. So the last major gameplay element is something that I feared more than anything else in this game, and that was opening and closing doors. If you played Amnesia, the mechanic is you click your mouse and you can pull it forward to open, or move it to open and close it. It does not work well. I did not like this mechanic. Amnesia, I liked it in this one. It didn't feel as good. I opened the door, released the mouse, and the door would close on me anyway, for some reason. That kind of annoyed me, especially in there's one part of the game that opening doors becomes very needed. What about you? What's your experience with the doors?
I didn't care for it. I mean, for one thing, my computer was struggling to run this. Again, as I pointed out, I'm not the biggest PC gamer. I dealing with the computer being slow, and then tweaking the mouse to be the correct, to be responsive correctly, and having a finicky control system as it is already, did not contribute positively to the experience. I felt like pretty much anytime I wanted to open the door, I had to try at least 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, and that shouldn't happen.
And especially when that becomes critical when you're running away, not something you want to deal with. Whether or not it's the mechanics itself or the PC problem. I imagine it's more of the former for most people, but the only thing I really hated about the game was that mechanic.
Yeah. All right, and I think that's pretty much it. Is there anything else you want to add?
Just that the game is the greatness of the game is found in its simplicity, and the simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. It took a very simple concept, very simple mechanic, and turned it into something utterly frightening. And while personally it's not a huge fear of mine, I can see why it's reached its cult status at this point. And
Dark room and headphones.
yeah, no, I played like in the middle of the night.
Hmm.
Um, Not headphones, but in the dark with like the music really loud or the TV really loud. So
All right. So with that, we're now do our rating system here at Rule of Three. We do not use a point system because I don't like dealing with numbers for the most part. Instead, we do a buy, rent, pass. A buy means we think it's worth the full price of the game, whatever that price is. It's just the game is fun enough and has enough stuff to do, and it has an enjoyability level that's good. So that's what a buy means. A rent means that it was okay, it was fun, but not necessarily worth whatever price it is at launch. Wait for it to go like half off or rent it from like GameFly. Really. Pass means that you should just go into the forest and bury it in a hole and fill it.
hope the Slender Man finds it.
Yeah, and so it's never seen again. So that's how we do the system here. I'll go first. I give it a buy. I think the game's only $10, but the game is utterly frightening. It's now one of the only 3 games I consider true survival horror. The other 2 being Fatal Frame and Amnesia. I've played very few games that I would consider true survival horror, but this one fits the bill. Is very enjoyable. The 8 pages level is by far, like I said, I can play that level over and over and over again. I just like that level. But it's a very short game, but it definitely has enough scares and replayability to some extent that I would play this game over and I enjoy it. However, like I said, it's very short and the mechanics for like opening doors and a couple others aren't the greatest. So if you don't want to deal with bad mechanics, you probably want to pass on this unless you want a good scare. So impressions?
I give this game a rent. Specifically, wait till it becomes cheaper because you will get scared unless you're like just not scared by things in general. I don't know what kind of person you are, but you will get scared. You will never play it for an extended amount of time, and it will be a waste of your money because they did it that well. And almost for that reason alone, it actually dropped down to a rent. But granted, if you enjoy horror, if this is your bag, if this is your thing, go ahead and buy it, and it'll be worth your $10. But for me personally, if I dropped $10 on this right now, I would consider it a waste because I'm never touching this game again.
Yep.
So
All right, so there you go. You have a buy from me and a rent from Impressions. Thank you, Impressions, for joining us. Next week is StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm, so make sure to look out for that. And that's it. Make sure to leave a comment below for entries into the Metro Last Light giveaway. Subscribe to our channel, like us on Facebook and Twitter. Go to our website, ruler3.com, to check out the written reviews and other fun stuff that we post. And that's it. There's also going to be a link to, if you actually want, if we decide talk you into buying it, there will be a link to the website where you can purchase Slender for $10. Like I said, that hopefully at least check it out. It's kind of cool. And that's it. So thanks for listening, and always remember to trust in the rule of 3.